If you've ever felt like your stomach controls your life, cramping, bloating, rushing to the bathroom, or the opposite, not going to the bathroom at all, let me tell you this. You are not alone and you're not imagining it. I'm Dr. Frances Hornstein, a gastroenterologist at Digestwell Health here in Columbus, Ohio. April is IBS Awareness Month, so I'm going to break it down for you. What IBS is, what is your gut telling you, why it happens, and what are the different types of IBS and what it will mean for you. So what actually is IBS, or Irritable Bowel Syndrome? The American College of Gastroenterology says that IBS is a disorder in gut-brain interaction. Let me say that again, gut-brain interaction. That means IBS isn't just a stomach problem. It's a problem with communication between the gut and the brain. And the gut has its own nervous system, also called the second brain. And that's why sometimes when you're nervous, you feel like you have butterflies in your stomach. In people with IBS, those signals get crossed. The gut becomes overly sensitive. So things that normally not bother other people can bother you. Certain foods, stressors, and even hormonal changes. And this is the very important thing. There are no structural changes or abnormalities. If we do an endoscopy, the lining of your gut would look normal. But it doesn't mean that it's in your head. It just means that the problem is how the gut and the brain interact or talk to each other. IBS affects 10 to 15% of United States adults. That's millions and millions of people. 5 to 7% are the only ones who are formally diagnosed. So a lot and majority are trying to figure it out themselves. They're trying to blame their diets, their lifestyle, their current stresses. But because of that, they don't ever get a formal answer or guidance on how to deal with it. One of the most common questions I get asked is, why do I have IBS? And the straight answer is, it's not caused by only one thing. And ACG tells us that IBS comes from a mix of factors that are working together. Stress and anxiety are huge. Stress by itself does not cause IBS. However, it can contribute to its severity. The gut and the brain share a chemical messenger. It's serotonin. A lot of you may be familiar with it. That's why when your anxiety goes up, the gut feels it. This is real biology, not weakness. Food is another big one. There are certain food groups that have high fermentable carbohydrates, and these are what we call FODMAPs. These can trigger flares in patients with IBS. Examples are garlic, onion, certain fruits, and dairy. Gut infections can also trigger IBS. It's not unusual that I would hear a story of someone who had a diarrheal infection or gastroenteritis later on developed lingering symptoms. We call this post-infectious IBS. And hormones. Let's not forget hormones. IBS is more common in women, and most women experience symptoms close to their menstrual cycle. It's called the gut hormone connection. Not all IBS looks the same, and this is very important because the type you have will guide us how we treat it. The Rome Foundation classifies IBS into 3 main categories. The first one is IBS-C, or constipation predominant IBS. The second is IBS-D, or diarrhea predominant IBS. And the third one is IBS-M, or mixed diarrhea and constipation type of IBS. IBS-C, or constipation predominant IBS, patients will usually have infrequent bowel movements and hard to pass stool. They also have abdominal discomfort, bloating, and cramping. IBSD or diarrhea predominant IBS, this is the fecal urgency type, the need to go right away and quickly. A lot of times, patient will need to go multiple times a day and have loose stool. And lastly is IBSM or mixed diarrhea and constipation. Patients experience and swing from diarrhea or constipation from day to day. They just cannot predict how their gut will act on a certain day. Knowing your type matters because treatments are different. What is necessarily helpful for a patient with IBS-C will not be helpful in a patient with IBS-D. This is why it is so important to get a proper evaluation. If anything I described today sounds familiar to you, the bloating, the cramping, the unpredictability, listen, you do not need to push through it on your own. IBS is treatable, and we have real tools, real dietary strategies, and medications that can impact and change your quality of life. April is IBS Awareness Month. Make this your reminder to get checked and evaluated. I'm Dr. Frances Hornstein, your gastroenterologist at Digestwell Health here in Columbus, Ohio. I'm looking forward to seeing you because your gut deserves attention.